CRN Digital Talk.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show on CRN Digital Talk Radio. You can follow the show on my blog at CRN Talk. You can also follow the show on Facebook, or you can follow me at Twitter, and it's at Cindy Laverty. Pretty easy to find. Actually, this is how I found my guest today. Steve Truitt was on Twitter. So what a joy and good thing for me. Steve, thanks for being with me. It's wonderful to have you here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Okay. I only got to ask you one question that we sort of went off on.
Right.
I want to ask you about this little word with this big meaning, fear, and how it wages war with us in our heads. So I know you must deal with that in your business a lot.
Not only in my business, but with myself.
Yeah.
I have my own fears, but they don't have me. And that's the key. It doesn't matter what the challenge is. If it consumes you, that's where you get stopped.
Right.
But where is the fear? And that's the question. The question is, where's the fear? Is it out there? Is it up there? Is it under here? It's self-generated. Fear only comes from the inside.
Right. False evidence appearing real.
That's exactly
I
right.
always like that.
Yeah, that's right. And so if we can create the fear and generate the fear, we certainly can stop it and master it, or at least push it aside, say, thank you for sharing, but I'm going to do this anyway.
Oh, that's what I do. I tell it to go sit in a corner and just mind its business over there with my ego and, like settle down for a little while.
Precisely. They sit together. They have a great conversation.
Yeah, have a lot of fun over there.
You two talk it out. I'm going to go kick butt. I mean, the way I look at it is, as long as you acknowledge it and say, I hear you. I got it.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Now just get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I have fear all the time.
Yeah, we all do.
Sure.
We all
you
do.
can't avoid it. It's an emotion.
Right.
Why would we get rid of it?
So let's talk about how people sell out, because you talk about that a lot in your book. And I think that's really important. So let's explore that a little bit.
Okay, sure. We talked about the two components, the first two components of my three components of purpose, permission, and
prosperity.
And position.
Yes.
Right. So if you combine the lack of purpose with the fear, that's where you get sellout. Okay. Now, some people think it's okay to sell out. And as a matter of fact, I have no problem with it as long as you're not hurting anybody. And I'll give you an example. If you are running for office and you need to take a certain position on a topic in order to get elected, you're selling out. Okay, that's a grand example.
Happens all the time.
Of course. Now, imagine doing that in your personal life. If you need to be loved,
right,
and you're not in a relationship, and you accept a relationship that you know is not powerful for you,
right,
but you do it because you're lonely and you need to be loved, you're selling out.
Right.
So everybody sells out every day. We all, and I'm using the word sell out. I'm not really explaining why I'm saying sell out. I'm trying to kind of get to the point.
You're getting to the point.
Okay, good. Thanks. I'm selling out on my own message. It can be as small as, a tiny white lie to get out of a speeding ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Living in integrity is really difficult, as I guess is the point I'm saying. Constantly being honest with yourself and with others is a really hard challenge to do. But once you understand...
And finding a way to do that with grace.
Right.
I mean, you can't just be honest and throw stuff in people's faces all the time.
No, exactly. Yes, that dress does make you look bad. You just can't say that kind of thing.
Don't tell your wife that, man.
No. But we all give up a little bit of something in order to have success.
Yes.
Now imagine if you are completely in integrity with your purpose. You understand who you are and what you're there to do. You give yourself permission to do it. No holds barred, no excuses, no nothing. You're not selling out. You're standing on your own integrity saying, this is who I am. I know who I am. I'm not taking no for an answer. And I'm giving myself the permission to do it and to find it. Then you don't have to be a sellout.
Okay, that's good.
It's hard work.
It's hard work.
Hard
It's very hard work.
But it's possible.
And it's daily work.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes, sometimes you have to take a step back from what you're doing to actually do that work.
Yeah.
To sort of recheck in and make sure that, the person who you're looking at in the mirror is resonating back to you what you're giving.
And I will say this too, and people ask me all the time, are you always happy? Are you always powerful? Are you always in integrity? No, not at all. And I don't expect to be, and I don't ask that of anybody else. But what I do expect, especially from clients, is at least go for it. At least have the intention to be in integrity, to not be a sellout, to understand your purpose, to give yourself permission. Swing for the moon. You might hit the fence. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't mention your website earlier, and the website, if you want to find Steve or talk to Steve, is Steve Truitt, Truitt, coaching.com, right?
Thank you. Yes, that's it. Thank
Steve
you.
Truitt, coaching.com. Steve is also trained in neuro-linguistic programming, and if you're sitting there going, what? It's a pretty fascinating thing, and we're going to talk about it when we come back from break. Stay with us. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show. I'll be right back.